Hello, friends. Welcome to Science Talk. I am your host, Jim Assa. I want to discuss with you in this video what's happening with the Caspian Sea. The Caspian Sea is losing water, and the loss of water is going to be, according to latest research and the modeling, is going to be increasing throughout the rest of the century. And as a result, this will impact the water supply for numerous Asian countries. So what's going on? Well, the Caspian Sea is already losing water at the rate of about several centimeters a year. Now, the Caspian Sea is the world's largest lake by square area on the surface that it occupies. Lake Baikal in Russia is the largest lake in terms of volume. But when you just look at the square area, Lake Baikal, I think, ranks number 7, something like that. And Lake Baikal is really what's called a rift lake as a result from tectonic plates moving about and filled in with water. But the Caspian Sea is the world's largest lake. So in a research study that was published in the journal Communications, Earth and Environment, Dutch and German scientists report that more water will evaporate each summer, less ice will form each winter, and thus the rate of loss will continue to accelerate. Just like everything else we discuss here on this channel, the exponentiating factor. Right now, it's losing at about several centimeters a year. So when you take the square area and let's assume 4 centimeter loss, when you do the math there, that's approximately 15 cubic kilometers of water that is being lost from the lake every year. Well, now these scientists are saying that the loss of water could reach where the level in the lake drops by 9 meters. Yes, you heard that correctly. 9 meters towards the end of this century. That is a tremendous amount of water loss, and communities, be it lakeside, ports, what have you, in Azerbaijan, Russia, Iran, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, they all border the Caspian. They're going to be hurting. They may be even left high and dry. And what's interesting when you think about it is we're talking about sea level rise from all the glacial sheets melting. But when you look at the lakes are in danger of their levels dropping. And the lakes have the fresh water that people need. So this is not good. We're losing the ice. For example, the Himalayas the ice is melting and not being replenished through snowfall in the wintertime. So there's less melt rate, in the springtime for people to get the drinking water to irrigate the crops. We've seen the same thing in the U.S., the Sierra Nevadas, for example, the Cascades. So as the cryosphere melts and thaws, sea levels are rising, warming is increasing, and we're losing fresh water. Now, just to give you an example, let's say sea levels were to drop, say 2 to 3 meters. Places like Rotterdam, Hamburg, London would be adversely affected. Right? Reaching ports would be more difficult. So in this study I referred to, Matthias Prange of the University of Bremen in Germany warned, and he's a co-author on the study, He warned that what happens to the Caspian could and will happen to the other great landlocked lakes found on other continents. So he's basically saying that we need more studies and a better understanding of the consequences of global warming in this region and elsewhere, of course. So, in addition, the Caspian Sea is home to various endemic species, such as the Caspian seal, which is an endangered organism. It depends on winter ice to protect and rear its pups, pretty much like seals anywhere else. Look at the Arctic Ocean. Without the sea ice there, seals can't have their pups, and of course, polar bears can't hunt either. The Caspian Sea has lots of shallow waters, which is excellent. They do a lot of foraging for food. It serves as spawning grounds for fish, including sturgeon. Right? Sturgeon, which is a source for caviar. Kind of one of the quote unquote ancient types of fish, but with the ganoid scales, but still, and they're large fish, about 2 meters in length. Now, the Caspian Sea, okay, has no connection with the ocean. So its water levels depend entirely on the rainfall, evaporation, and a little bit of inflow from the Volga River. But when you have the planet warming, warmer air can hold more moisture. It will result in an increase in evaporation. That's exactly what's happening here. And this is a semi-arid region, so we can expect this region to become even drier. As I've said many times before, wet areas will become wetter, dry areas will become drier. So this is another probably not really thought about consequence of what's happening as we continue to warm the planet. The great inland lakes are endangered. Basically, water levels are dropping, which will mean less water for folks that depend on those sources. Continued evaporation rates due to continued warming will increase the evaporation rates, so we get another exponentiation. And this will impact people. So not only going to be losing, harder and harder to feed the people. For example, fisheries are collapsing. But now it's going to be more and more difficult to provide enough potable water for people, and we need water to survive. So, yet another consequence of what humans are doing. Thank you for your time. Hello, folks. This is Jim here with Science Talk, asking you to please subscribe to my channel and to inform others of my channel and of the work that I do. Please share to social media platforms that you use. Also, as a reminder, don't forget to click the bell so that you know when I load up more videos. Finally, I ask that you support the work that I do by becoming a patron at patreon.com. Details in the description box below. Thank you for your support.